What's going on, y'all, man? It's LA Rich, and we back with another video, man. And look, today we have a very different topic that we usually don't see when we're watching these videos on this channel, as far as Charlie Kirk debates. And this one is called Charlie Kirk clashes with student pushing free love. Now, I'm not sure what exactly is meant by free love. We gonna find out though once we get into the video. Before we do, what I want to say is thank y'all so much for helping me hit 13.4 thousand subscribers. We on to 13.5 now. I appreciate y'all so much for all the love and support y'all show me every single day. It truly means the most to me. Nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead and get into this video. Y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know some more Charlie Kirk videos to watch, and I got y'all with it, man. But hey, enough of the talking. Let's do it.
The question is, do you think men and women both having high body counts is the same thing?
No, they're both bad, but men deal with different sexual temptation than women. It's much easier for a woman to say no to sex than a man, much easier.
So which one do you think is worse?
It depends what you mean by what worse for them. It's actually worse for the female, psychologically.
Right.
Worse, like worse from an outside judgment standpoint. I mean, it's probably a tie. I mean, but they're worse for different reasons.
So
the man has a much harder time restraining sexual impulse than a female.
Right,
but it's also a fact that when a woman has a high body count, they become less desirable in the eyes of a man. I don't know if that's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just reality.
Right. So on the contrary to that, if a man is a virgin, especially in the generation we live in,
yes.
Why are we not if you're a virgin, are you going to be respected as a man?
I was.
I'm right, but
I was a virgin until I got married.
Right, but think about the majority.
I had a pretty good life and good career.
Career, yes,
but also, why are you sharing your sexual behavior with people? That's weird. Why is it their business that you're a virgin or not?
I feel like that's more so of a kid thing, man. If you grown and you out here really clowning on somebody for being a virgin, come on, man. You way too old for that. That's something that kids do, literally. But I mean, at no point in your adult age, I mean, as kids too, but kids gonna be kids, man. Should you be clowning somebody for being a virgin? So I don't really get that you're gonna be respected as a man thing. A man is a man. You shouldn't worry about what the hell another man does with his sex life. You get what I'm saying? For to clown him for it.
I mean, that's who cares?
Who cares? Literally.
I agree with you.
But is the argument that you have sex because you might be called a virgin? Yeah, I don't have STDs. Go to hell. Okay.
No, I completely agree with you. But the fact is,
I hear the social pressure argument.
The social pressure is, it's if a man is a virgin especially in this dating market, right?
Yeah, I think that's unbelievably attractive to women.
I disagree.
My wife's pretty beautiful.
Right.
She's pretty desirable.
Right.
Would you guys agree? Yeah, Erica's pretty beautiful. I'll just tell you that if a man or a woman remains a virgin, you become insanely attractive in a time when everyone else has been shared. It's not easy. I understand that we live in a hypersexualized culture. I'm not even shaming people. I know it's difficult. But if you commit yourself to it, you should be platformed as a desirable, way to live. And again, I'm not here to humiliate. Everyone struggles and everyone has, maybe today though, if you could rededicate yourself to that way of life, it's a beautiful thing.
But, okay, so then again, does the innocence of being a virgin as a man, lower his masculinity?
No, it actually increases his masculinity. Actually, yeah, if you remain a virgin, that means that you have so much self-control over your animal instincts that you're the most badass man. It's easy not to be a virgin. It's hard to be a virgin. Masculinity is doing the hard stuff, not the easy stuff. So, I have zero respect for a 17-year-old. It's bro, I have all this sex with people. Yeah, you're nothing more than a rabbit.
Yeah. No,
good for you.
Again,
control yourself.
Again, but doesn't it also come down to, if innocence raises femininity and makes a woman more attractive, wouldn't it do the opposite for a man?
No, I'm saying it actually makes the man more attractive. I think virginity makes both sexes more attractive. I'm not arguing for, there's some people that are men should have as much sex as they want and women shouldn't. I think both.
This is what I mainly think just about the exact type of people that this is aiming for. Now for the people that are literally sitting there choosing to be a virgin, 100%. But what I get what the other guy's saying for it, that it can kind of like mess with their mental or something. The for a man that's a virgin, if he's actively trying not to be a virgin. You get what I'm saying? It especially literally, I mean, sex is one of the most hyped up things in this generation, man. So it can 100% mess with their mental when they're actively trying to lose their virginity and they just have ended up being a virgin for years and years, even though they were still trying to lose it. That's when I feel like it would end up messing with their mental. But if it's somebody that's literally aiming to keep their virginity until marriage, then yeah, 100%. I feel like you definitely have a strong mental, and just being able to hold yourself to that and do it. That should be praised. That should be something that you look at yourself and be like, hey, I did it. A huge reward to yourself.
Themselves for marriage. But it's a fact that, and it's not a good fact, that if women do have a high body count, men do not find that to be attractive.
Right. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
I completely agree with
Yeah,
that.
and so I'm just thinking,
I just don't agree
I don't
with the
like
opposite.
the fact.
Yeah,
but
I just don't agree with the opposite.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, but I hear all the time from young women, why can't I find a man? Well, because you've been sleeping around for the last decade.
Yeah, 100%.
I hear from men, why are there no good women? Well, because the women are, pseudo prostitutes, most of them, in the area.
Yeah,
that's true.
No, again,
And you
that's
say,
fair.
Charlie, that's not fair. What is OnlyFans? It's online prostitution. How many of you guys know girls that have OnlyFans accounts? All of you. So you all know hookers. That's what it is.
How they pay for ASU?
Welcome to ASU. But,
What?
Spot on. I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
We all got friends who probably like sleep around.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to shame anyone that does that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to challenge you to be better. I want to be very clear.
Do you think that's a lost cause? For,
No,
friendship?
anyone can change at any time. I would look, if someone who's sleeping around all the time, deep down they probably are mentally tormented. If they're a man, I guarantee they're going to be accused of rape at any time by some girl that wakes up and has a different version of events. And in today's life, that could destroy your life, right? You could have an STD, or you have just cheapened the sacred, the holy, right? You have something holy. Why share it with every random person at ASU, right?
Thing is,
Save it for your soul partner. Save it for the person you want to send for the rest of your life. Not easy, but the fulfilling life is for those people that do hard stuff, not easy stuff.
Well, both are hard. You have to choose your difficult.
Yes, it's a difficult path to say no to hookup culture.
Yeah.
It's a difficult path. I get it,
But it's also
but
hard
it's also insanely fulfilling.
how do you get friends to see sex as more sacred? I feel like
It's hard. I mean,
hard to
it's just they look at it through a highly pornified, sexualized lens.
Yeah, even so with the hookup culture thing, I think that's a great point. I mean, it's very unrealistic, especially in the generation we were in today.
It might be unrealistic, yeah.
Right. So, but even if you don't just date a girl to marry her, right? You
But
gotta.
you should.
Right, okay.
that's the reason to date.
That's where I'm
Right,
like,
okay.
we gotta
Now
reinvest.
with that, I 1,000,000% agree. Please, 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 and I say this a billion times, do not get yourself in a relationship if you are not dating to marry. Why waste each other's time? Forget that test and trial. This is just a part of life for me learning for somebody else, my future husband or my future wife. This is just basically practice. If you are not dating to marry, stop dating. Literally. And I mean that. Please stop dating. It's no point.
Right.
And I know it's hard, but
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to commit to anything too seriously before you completely know the girl first, correct?
well, yeah, but you shouldn't even date without the intention to marry.
100% agree.
Dating is not recreational. It's not for sex. It should be with the intent to find a soulmate.
What else would you date for?
That's like
So-
studying for an exam.
Yeah, you're just spending
Right.
money on her just to.
Talk to them before you
get some
take them
food?
on a date. Get
Yeah,
to
I
know
mean,
them.
but it's like, again,
Why
if
would you
you,
study for an exam that doesn't
Right,
exist?
but for me personally, if I'm gonna, listen. If I'm dating a girl, right, I would want to be in a relationship with her for at least 3 years before marrying her. because you would need to understand compatibility between two
that
people.
You do have the intent to marry. Because
Oh,
you're
100%.
3 years ahead.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, but
Right.
I mean, then therefore you shouldn't even go on the first date without in your head, I'm looking for flags or things that.
Right.
And then, for example, if you say to myself, I will never marry someone of another religion. Perfectly respectable thing for any religion, right? And you happen to be dating somebody of a different religion just for the sex and the companionship, that's, I think, immoral. You're leading her on, you're leading yourself on. The whole thing is screwed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So-
like
True.
a placeholder. The whole thing's
Yeah.
screwed
So
up.
dating to intent to marry, I think, is a good virtue. But also at the same time, if you don't want to commit to marriage too quickly in a relationship, isn't intimacy a big part of a relationship? So why would you save yourself for marriage?
You should save yourself for marriage. That's a great question.
Even in a committed relationship.
100%, yes, yes, without a doubt. Because the sacred should only be shared with the person when the vows are shared. In the ideal, I know that's unrealistic, okay, but it's hard for a generation that's so sexualized to get this. But to describe how awesome it is to not have to worry that your partner had to share that with somebody else and you didn't have to share it, that's not on. It can happen because your grandfather's generation and great grandfather's generation lived that, and they lived happier and better lives. It can be done, right? Where you're both not wondering, am I living up to a previous partner? You know, am I thinking about a different partner? And by the way, with women in particular, the studies show there is there's a chemical, there's an attachment that young ladies have as soon as they have sex with somebody, and it's very hard for young women to overcome that, right?
Right.
And that's where you sometimes get like ex-girlfriend syndrome. It's honestly understandable. Like biologically, they're not wired to have 15 partners.
Well, yeah, man. Like I said, with dating and everything, you should not be in a relationship if your plan is not to marry the person. I mean, it's like you're wasting people's time, man. I don't know how you can sit there and be with somebody for so long or just be with somebody in general and already have set in your mind, yeah, I'm not gonna marry her, but it's just a good thing for the moment. What's the point then? Like, really though, what's the point? But yeah, man, great overall video from Charlie Kirk, and this was a very different debate that I usually don't see them do. But yeah, great video. Thank y'all so much for coming to the vid, man. And thank y'all so much for helping me hit 13.4 thousand subscribers. We're up to 13.5 now. I appreciate y'all so much for all the love and support y'all show me every single day. It truly means the most to me. Nonetheless, that's gonna go ahead and close out the video. Y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And it's LA Rich, and I'm getting up out of here, man. All right, y'all.
I just got the race, I boost it up, cause I'm not real. Shooter ready, go there, ready, blaze, they hit up everyone. Every time I didn't give a shit, I still ain't number one. In my pockets filled with money, bitch, like fucking.